What's up, everybody? I'm Kirk. We're going to talk about boats today. Right here I have a Grumman's canoe, very similar to our Lumacraft canoes. Canoes come in various shapes and sizes and different materials. That's probably one of the common ones that you're going to see. And we're going to talk about the parts, and then we're also going to talk about how to portage these things, because they are heavy, but we have to portage them if we want to go anywhere cool. And here we have the bow. This is the front of the boat. So if you're up here and it's sitting in this seat here, you're going to be doing these power strokes that are going to be pushing the boat forward. That's basically where all the speed and power comes from the boat. It's very important that you always paddle when you're up here. It's very easy to doze off and fall asleep up here, but it's where all the speed comes from. And if you want to get anywhere cool, you got to paddle hard. On the front here, we have a deck plate. This is a good place to put your packs if you're unloading. It's pretty easy to put them on there, and then you can just balance them up and then put them on your back. It's also good for really hot days when the sun's been on it a lot. You can crack an egg open on it and fry an egg up there. You can also burn some feet that way, which is bad. Here we have the bow compartment. This is where you're going to be sitting if you're in the bow. You can tell if it's the bow or the stern by how much leg room you have up here. So here we have lots of leg room, lots of space to put the body. And here we have the stern. There's not much leg room between here and the deck plate, so I wouldn't recommend bowing up here. Next we have the thwart, which is behind the seat where the bowsman's going to sit. There's one here, and there's also one back there as a stern. Most boats usually have two. These are an important structural part of the boat, so it keeps the sides of the boat from crumpling in if it's on its side or lying outside of the water, because it's made out of the same material as pop cans, and we all know an empty pop can crushes pretty easy. Back here, it looks kind of like a thwart, but it isn't. It's called the yoke. This is how we're going to do all the portaging with. So we have this curved part here, which is where your back of your neck's going to go, and then we also have these portage pads, so that way you're got a little bit more comfort when you're portaging. This rib that goes from the front and back of the boat here is called the keel. It's mostly seen on the bottom of the boat, but this boat has a bunch of rivets and another ridge up here, so that way it shows where the keel is. That helps keeps the boat going in a straight line. Boats that don't have a keel tend to zigzag a lot more, and you have to do a lot more different strokes, like J strokes or C strokes, to keep them straight. These boats tend to have a little bit more of a keel on them, so that way they can go in a straight line. So we're going to talk about lifting your boats now. There's a very important concept for whenever you're lifting a canoe, and it's called moose ears, cartwheel. It's about how you place your hands. How I like to teach it is that you're going to put your hands up. You're going to be facing the bow at the boat where I'm at right now. You're going to put your hands up like you got moose ears, and then with your right hand you're going to pretend you're going to do a cartwheel over the boat. You're going to put that right hand close to you, and you're going to put that left hand far away from you. This is where your hands are going to be on the yoke when you're trying to lift the canoe. To demonstrate this, I'm going to do a solo lift, which is I'm going to face the bow of the boat. I'm going to do my moose ears cartwheel. I got my right hand on the close side of the boat. I'm going to lift up, and I'm going to try to grab the other side of the yoke here. Now, you don't need to necessarily grab from here and lift it up, because that puts a lot of strain on your back. What I like to do, I like to pull it up on my thighs as close to me as I can. Get up like that, and then grab the other side of the yoke. Now you kind of want to just ease into it pretty quick, a little bit here. You don't want to be pushing into it really quick, because that just puts a lot of strain on your back, and if you're portaging all day, it's going to be bad for everybody in the long run. So now you got your hands like this. You're going to make sure the back of your hands are on the back stern side of the boat. So both my hands are on the stern side of the yoke. And when I'm here, I'm going to want to give it a couple of pumps. I usually give it 3 pumps. And I'm just going to throw up on my shoulders. It's going to be a quick motion, so it's going to look like this. 1, 2, 3. And once it's on here, I'm going to adjust my shoulders so they're on the shoulder pads here. And I put my hands forward, and then I'm ready to go portaging. Now, a couple of important things here is you're going to want to put your hands as far forward and inside the boat as possible. This helps you move the boat up and down pretty easy. And it also keeps your hands from being on the outside and hitting brush and getting slapped by the brush, which hurts a lot. So now we got the boat up. It might be a couple of minutes down the trail. You might be wondering, how do I put it down? It's pretty easy. It's kind of the same way. So what I like to do is I like to signal to people around me what side of the boat I'm going to put it down on. So I'm going to drop it on my right side. So I'm going to pat the right side of the boat. I'm going to drop it on my right. I'm going to bring my right arm as far as I can up to the crook of my arm, and then I'm going to push off on my left side, bring it down to my knees. So it's going to look like this. once I'm there, I can just ease it down. So that one was a little bit harder to do, but it is possible. Kind of easy to do if you're by yourself and you get the boat up pretty quick, but I wouldn't necessarily recommend it for all occasions. So if you've been portaging a lot or really tired, I recommend doing a buddy system. It works kind of the same way, so I'm going to ask my buddy John to come over here and help out. Hi, John. Oh, howdy. So John's here to help me lift this on my shoulders. So we're going to start on the stern side of the boat. We're going to be facing the bow side just like we were before. We're going to do our moose ear cartwheel. We're going to have our hands up. Our right hand's going to touch the boat side. Left one's going to be touching the other side. Cool. So you can lift up the boat. What's going to happen is going to be the same kind of system, except you got twice the power now. You want to set a cadence. You don't want to be like on one go kind of thing. You kind of want to do a 1, 2, 3 lift. You kind of want to talk about that before you lift it up, because that saves you a lot of trouble later. We're going to go on 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Now that we got the boat up, I can just slide up forward. There we go. I can get in the yoke, get on my shoulders, and as soon as I'm ready, I can say, okay, John, I'm good. And you can drop the boat. Cool. Gonna get my hands forward. He's gonna let down the stern, and away we go. The key thing with that is you want to have a lot of communication with a person, because you don't want to hit the person with a heavy boat. I know it feels like I got concussions that way. So say you've been portaging a lot and you're getting tired on the trail, you don't really want to put down the boat because the tight space or just need a quick break, you can do a brace kind of stop and rest. So I can have John come over here. He's gonna take the bow of the boat. He's gonna push up so that I can hop out. Now I can just do a little dance, hang out. Stop, John. Cool. So how I rested up, I can get it back on my shoulders here. And again, communication's key. You don't want to get a boat dropped on you or drop a boat on John. Okay, I'm ready to go. You can let go. All right, we're ready to go again. And just like we had a way to get the boat out with 2 people, we got a way to get it down with 2 people. So we're gonna do the same thing. All you need to do is lower the bow, and John's gonna get in the stern here and hold it up. So I'm gonna drop the bow. Now we got the back. I can get back here. Hopefully don't drop my hat. Then we're going to figure out what side we're going to drop it on. We're going to drop it on our right side. So on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Bring it down to your thighs, and then just let it down slowly. All right, and that's the buddy system. Now it's easier to do it this way. The person in the back is taller than the person that's portaging, which is why John was in the back and I was in the middle. Communication is key when you're doing this. If you need to take a break on trail, I recommend doing that. It definitely saves yourself an injuries and pain later on. Portaging can be lots of fun, but it can be a pain in the butt if you do it wrong. I hope you get a lot out of this video and learn how to do it right.
At the stern.
Your arm, your head, your whole body.